it. He said, Nick, you have to try harder. It's no good to get a C, you need a B. And I work so hard, so hard, so hard, and then I sometimes get a D. And then he gets really angry at me. So come on, Nick, now you got to get a B. And I finally get a B after working so hard. And I'm expecting he's going to throw me a party because, like, you know, it's so important to him. And so here I am. Hey, Dad, I got a B. Good.
Just want to find out, what is your average day like? How do you start? What goes on? Do you get a lot of help?
Yeah. These days I have caregivers who help me with physical aspects of getting ready in the morning and traveling around. As a teenager, I did learn how to become independent, shower myself, take care of all my personal hygiene, do so many things by myself, but it took quite a while for me to do those things every day, and so I wanted to focus on the things that I wanted to do, which was more fun than getting ready. But I at least wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. And so now I have caregivers who help me wherever I go. And then at the home, you know, if I'm not going anywhere, you know, my wife helps me out as well. So she's just an amazing woman.
Thank you very much. Next question. Nick, I can't help but notice that you used a lot of key words like fear, no fear, belief, faith. How much of your faith in your religion has played a part in forming your views, particularly in your formative years when you were thinking and grappling with these issues? I'm sure you did. How much of your faith contributed to that?
That's one of the favorite questions I've ever had in my life. All of it. Because if it's not about faith, it's then about positive attitude. Positive attitude can't help you in life, especially when you're dying of cancer. But if I have faith and believe that I actually have heaven waiting for me, that there is power of resurrection, that there is forgiveness of sins, that God loves me, that He's with me, that I'm His ambassador of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and angels are around me. If God is with me, who can be against me? That's the part that my faith really helps me in that. And it also says in the scriptures that God does not give you God does not give you a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. And so bit by bit, as I've died to myself and wanting to live for God, so not living selfishly, not living sinfully, not even wanting my plan or my will, but asking God's will to happen in my life. I've seen Him lead me, I've seen Him protect me, I've seen Him provide for me, and I'm living forever. So what's there to be afraid of? Afraid of sin? I am sinning every day, but I ask God to forgive me of my sin, and as I continue to ask Him to purify my heart. No, I know it's perfect, but I try to be who God wants me to be. Afraid of death? I'm not afraid of death, because I know where I'm going. I actually don't have any fear on that aspect. So they say the biggest fear in the world is public speaking, and the second one is death. So I think I'm doing okay with number one too. But honestly, I don't really have a lot of fears because of my faith that's been instilled in me.
Imagine. So my first question to you would be, how has fatherhood changed your life and changed your perspective, especially being a motivational speaker, and has your son taught you anything in life so far?
I've grown in a lot of admiration and respect to my parents. I mean, just seeing the normal fears that come. You know, there's rational fears, right? So there's nothing wrong with rational fears. The rational fears that my parents had, what job is it going to have? Is it going to go to school? Those are good fears to think about, to pray about, to process and move forward. So there are those rational fears of saying, okay, am I ready to be a father? You never feel ready to be a father, and that's the cool thing about this life. You know, whether you're ready or not, it's coming. And that's the cool thing about the biggest blessings in life. The unknowns, the beautiful things in life that happen that are unexpected. Not just focusing on the negative things. But I really want to be the best father that I can be. I've realized how difficult it's going to be. I'm glad he's a boy, because I'm still a little curious how it would be to raise up a girl, because I hear they're a little bit difficult to raise up in the teenage years. But we hope to have a girl, you know, as well. And so right now, you know, whatever God gives, but in His time, in His will, in His plan. But maybe three children. When I felt Him first kick in my wife's womb, it just did something in me, very, very moving. As soon as I felt Him kick with my foot, I looked at my wife and I had tears in my eyes and I said, I love Him. So I'd never seen Him before, never heard His cry, never held Him. He didn't do anything for me to make me love Him more. And that reminded me of God the Father, His love for us. And it just gave me a new angle, which is so beautiful. So I'm not going to be a perfect father. I wish I would have been. Wish I would be. But we have to do our best and God will do the rest. Yeah? Yeah. It's all good. But I will say that you're very inspiring. If I found a partner, you can find a partner. And definitely it gets lonely at the top. You know, so many people, you know, focus on success. And then when you get to that success, you sacrifice your family. Well, it's not worth it. Or you have no friends. You have acquaintances and all you talk about is business. It's so boring. You need friends. You need to enjoy life. And so you will find those friends. Be a friend to someone else and you'll find those friends. And you're beautiful, so you're going to get married as well. So you're all good. Doesn't matter how anyone looks.
80% of teenagers in Malaysia have been victims of bullying one way or another.
Bullying.
Yeah. So what do you think the ministry can do for them?
Yeah, you know, my ministry is basically community, family and community besides the women. So we are working together very closely with the Ministry of Education. And at the same time, I'm chairing a council on children, consultative council on children. So all the children, you know, all the children's problems, welfare and issues. In fact, just coincidentally, I just had the meeting yesterday. Yeah, and we had a very good kind of discussion. And as you know, and those in my committee, besides the relevant and related ministries, is also with those people that are very much with children at heart. So bullying, yes. So at the same time, that's why, as I told Nick just now, I said if there are many of you, I can clone him around, you know, giving this kind of talk.
She's going to help us spread this talk to every school in Malaysia.
Yeah.
That's what she's going to do. She's going to help us, hopefully. Is that a yes?
Yes, yes.
She already committed.
That's why.
Can we thank her?
I'm here tonight.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
What would your message be to those people of this age, your age even? How do you handle stress at this point with everything that's going on in work? What would you say to them?
Without prayer, I would be a lot more stressed than I am. I have a support network of people around me who love me, who encourage me, and I'm blessed to have that. A lot of people don't have that. But you can find that, you can build that as you build up someone else. A speaker said once, Zig Ziglar, one of my favorite speakers who ever lived, he said, if you help enough people to get what they want, you'll get what you want without you even trying. And so it's that unselfish thing, not to give to get, but it's that humility and the sobering aspect of how fragile our life is and how valuable every day is. If you've never gone to a hospital to go visit the cancer ward, I encourage you to do it. Or go and feed the homeless, I encourage you to do it. Something that you cannot relate to in how you live, and seeing other people's pain and how you can make a difference in their life. Just right there, right then, that day, somehow, something small. And bit by bit, as you ask yourself, you know, who am I and what do I want to do? It's much easier to let go of your stress when you realize in hindsight, hold on a second, I've seen this movie before. I get so stressed about an obstacle and I feel like it's the end of my life and I don't know how to get through it. 6 months later, I somehow get through it, but all of a sudden, now I've got another obstacle and I need to get through this, and I don't know how I'm going to get through it. Well, go back to your last obstacle that you went. Go back to your last hurt that you went, or pain. And we don't want to go back there, but I actually went through a burnout myself. I share it in my book, Unstoppable, where I, in December 2010, hit burnout emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, and I just spoke so many times and some things didn't go my way, and I just collapsed. And so for 3-4 months I was on, off the road pretty much. And the blessing of that is seeing how my wife, at the time my girlfriend, we were courting, how she reacted. And she said, "It's okay, babe, I'm going to get a nursing job and support the both of us." And that's how I saw how much love she had for me, and that's when I knew that she was the one that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. But as far as like personal discouragements and crises, with God I couldn't do anything. My friends helped me. The love of my wife is my greatest pillar of strength, as she prays for me. But it's perspective. You all go through seasons. You'll go through brokenness. We all fail at times. But learn, move, continue to move forward. And with time, your heart heals. With fear that comes, I talked about fear, rational, irrational fears. We must try to do something to become successful, yes. But I really, again, thank everyone who loved me. And I've seen at that same time just how I've been faithful in my own backyard in Australia. See, if I didn't love the people in my own city of Callumvale, zip code, postcode, 4116, Queensland, Australia, down under. If I wasn't faithful in sharing love down the streets of where I lived, walking my dog, I don't think God would have ever called me around the world. So be faithful with the little, and the more will come. And take one day at a time, be thankful for what you have, and make sure the loved ones in your life know how much they mean to you. Say sorry to the people you need to say sorry to. Try and forgive the people you need to forgive. And most of all, forgive yourself and get over it. When you ask God for forgiveness, He forgives you. Move forward, keep going, and become the new creation that He's called you to be, one day at a time, one step at a time. The greatest encouragement of all, I'm going to sleep, and I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning, and guess what that means? I'm one day closer to heaven. And I can't wait for heaven. I really can't. This earth is great. It's good. Heaven, man. Can't wait for heaven. So I hope to see you all there. Love you so much. My greatest traveling moments, my goodness, I love all the countries I've been to, and I don't just say that. Everything is different. Every country is different. Every culture is different. Every experience is different. So I don't have a particular favorite one. Someone actually asked me, do I want to, help a particular group of people? I said, no, I just want to help the world. And I mean everyone. And so I love everyone, and I want to go everywhere and sharing that love. So nothing in particular that stands out. But of course, I love Asia. 80% of the books that have been sold are actually in Asia. So I really feel there's a hunger for that message of hope out here, especially for the next generation. So we'll keep on coming back to Asia. Thank you.
Toy boats in my room. I went to get some, and I can't get it because I don't have any arms or legs.
And he regards himself as normal, just walking into places and listening.
You kind of wonder, as you mentioned, what kind of future is he going to have and what kind of life this person is going to lead. I think he's going to have quite a good life.
And he loves life, and he rises to the challenge. He works out his own ways of doing things. Surprises me constantly. He's really good. He's really great. I would change.